Excellent.
Hey, what's up folks? Welcome back to another 3D Hangouts. My name is Noel Ruiz. I'm a designer here at Adafruit, and joining me every week is my brother who's standing up.
Hey, I cut my hair.
Stand-up guy.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Pedro Ross, Creative Tech here at Adafruit, and every week we're here to share 3D printed projects featuring electronics from Adafruit.
That's right. This is a show we combine 3D printing, durable electronics, smash them together to make inspirational projects for you. Hey, everybody. We are hanging out in the live broadcast chat room and the Adafruit Discord server. If you'd like to join us during the show or not during the show, whenever, throughout the week, you can do so by hitting up our Discord server. The invite code for that is at the top here in the purple bar, discord.gg/Adafruit or adafru.it /Discord.
That one's
died.
always difficult.
That doesn't work?
No, it works.
I like
it's just difficult to explain.
Adafruit.it.
Giving shout outs to everybody hanging out all over the world. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night to everyone hanging out in the chat rooms. We're on YouTube, the Discord, on Twitch, on, oh come on, I always forget the last one.
All
Good
the
morning,
Hello.
Patrick Ranskin. We got Death Trooper 08. Good evening, Frustrated Heidka. Morning, Connor McCarter. Good morning, Rolls. Hello from Norway. Frustrated
Hello.
IKEA. Oh, I already said you. Mike P. Mark Gambler, DeWester,
Hey,
Andy
hey.
Callaway.
Hello.
Good morning to everybody hanging out.
Cool. Let's do some housekeeping, play some builds, and we'll get started on some fun stuff to share with everybody. Okay, let's start off with
giving out everybody daps in the Discord.
Dap. All right, let me run through our housekeeping. We're going to run through the free items at adafruit.com/free. There's some goodies that you get. If you spend more with Adafruit, you'll get some more free stuff. So let's run through them real quick. If you have an order that's $99 or more, we'll make sure you'll get a free half-size Perma Proto, the breadboard PCB. And for orders that are $149 or more, you get the half-size Perma Proto PCB plus a STEMMA QT breakout board. If you have an account with Adafruit, we'll make sure you don't get the same one twice. Otherwise, it's randomly selected. And for orders that are $200 or more, you will get the STEMMA QT breakout, the free half-size Perma Proto, and free ground shipping for USPS in continental US only. These get automatically added to your cart, so you don't have to worry about any coupons or anything. They just get automatically added, so it's all good. We'll check in with the jobs board if you are looking for a new gig, or if you're an employer looking for a new gig. Take a look at jobs.adafruit.com. You can see all the new job postings there. We got a few from February here. It looks like the latest one is from Evil Mad Scientist in the Sunnyvale, California area. So if you're interested in that, check it out. Okay, we got newsletters once a week. You go to adafruit.com/newsletter. That one's focused on the new products that get added to the Adafruit shop. Weekly, that's once a week. We also do a daily one called Adafruit Daily. This is separate from your Adafruit account, so if you want to subscribe to the many categories, you go to adafruitdaily.com. It's a standalone website, standalone server, no spamming or any of that nonsense. It's just good stuff to read and digest. Shout out to everybody who subscribed to the Python on Microcontrollers newsletter. You can check that out at what is it? What's the URL for that? Oh boy,
Newsletter
I'm
is
so
Adafruit
sorry.
Daily.
Yeah, it is adafruitdaily.com, and then there's a Python on Microcontrollers checkbox. Check that one off, and you'll get all the latest news on the. It's not a weekly thing, right? It's like is it once a week? Yes, it's once a week.
I think the one you're thinking of is IoT.
That's
monthly.
a month. Yeah, that's a month. Okay. All right. Cool. This is, everybody, happy March. We're celebrating on Adafruit Women's History Month. We have some really cool blog posts that are going to happen throughout the month. And we also have a special dedicated spot on the Adafruit Learn system. So check out these awesome guides from awesome, lovely women here. We have some really cool guides from like Melissa, Liz Clark, and we also have some fun products from Chibitronics. You can check them out. And if you want to support women, buy some stuff from them. So here we have a nice collection of books, kits, and learn guides. Ooh, I like this cosplay one. It's a really cool one from Kumi. So check those out and celebrate women by buying some stuff. And yeah, cool. Our CircuitPython meeting happens every Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. So you can tune in every Monday at 2 p.m. in the Discord server. That's where we host it. And community members come in and say what's up. Also, a good opportunity to listen in on the core devs that are working on CircuitPython. And just a quick programming note, later tonight we have Ask an Engineer and Show and Tell back to back. So there'll be some special coupon codes for your orders. So check those out, and I invite you to Show and Tell tonight. Hopefully we see you there tonight. But with that, I think all of our housekeeping is squared away. So we can jump back into Discord, take a moment to breathe, recline on my chair a little bit, and contemplate what we do next.
Let's go ahead and jump into this week's super awesome.
Not
an Etch-a-Sketch.
This is not an Etch-a-Sketch. Don't you dare call it Etch-a-Sketch. We don't need any more lawyers coming at us. This is a little 3 for the case, and it's got a TFT display, Adafruit Feather in the back there. This was coded by Carter Nielsen in CircuitPython. This uses display I/O. So you got these two potentiometers, and you can use them to move this little cursor on the screen. See the little cursor, and you have a toggle switch in the middle. The toggle switch allows you to pen up and down, which allows you to draw. Take a note at the cursor. Can't really tell the color, but it's pink right now. When you flip the switch, it turns white. Oh man, you really can't see that. But that is a cool indicator that you're now drawing, and you can draw. So some of the cool things you can do is change the colors. You can use the center button to clear, so no need to shake to erase because there's battery and stuff in there. You want to shake it. You want to do any false positives. So you press the thing in the middle to clear the screen. And then again, the switch turns on the drawing mode. So I have the scale factor set to 12, but you can get this down to 1, where you can do 1 pixel. It's a 320 by 240 display, 2.4 inch size. And I don't know what I'm drawing. I'm not drawing really anything. So if you are interested in doing a fun sketch drawing toy, you can use an Adafruit Feather and the TFT, and of course CircuitPython to make this happen. So you got 2 potentiometers, toggle switch, and a push button that does the clearing. What are you laughing at over there?
Dwesser has a really good description of the project. It is a 2-axis drawing assembly.
Yeah, you can draw some really cool 8-bit icons with the scale factor of 12. I tried to change the background color to be kind of like the Etch-a-Sketch. I'm not supposed to say that. Kind of like a previous retro toy from the 80s, 90s, maybe older. But yeah, very, very fun. Huge shout out to Carter Nielsen for collaborating with me on this one. Carter Nielsen put together one a couple of years ago, and it's really cool to revise this with all the latest and greatest stuff from CircuitPython And the Adafruit Learn system has gone through many iterations and updates, and it's all now on GitHub. So it's really nice to be able to have this code accessible, and it's all open source, including the hardware and the software stuff. So let's go ahead and take a kind of look at the case. At the bottom here, we have the on-off slide switch. It's a really good way to get an on-off switch on your projects, is to use these little toggles, these little slide switches. So you can turn it off and on like that. One of the things I really like to do is create a button pusher. Just about all the Adafruit Feathers have a onboard button for doing reset. So here you can see if you press that, the onboard LED glows, and you can use that to install a new version of CircuitPython or switch to Arduino or just do a hard reset. So you just press that there, and it's a pretty easy way to get to the reset button without having to open the case. But I made the case snap fit, so it's easy to open. So you can see here, the button presser has just a little nubbin that, and the shape allows you to press that down in there, so it has a little bit of flexibility. Yeah, but this prints without any supports. It's got some nice vent holes, so you can print it quickly. I got some rubber feet in the back there, but here you can see all the various little snap fit grabbers here, here, and here. And that way it has a really secure fit. You don't have to have a snap here. This is just kind of a straight wall, so it doesn't slide out. Looking at the guts here, you can see I'm using a 2000 milliamp battery. You could use something smaller, but I figured I have this one laying around, so if it's just fine, these are really great. The Feather has onboard USB charging, so if I plug this in, it'll start charging the LiPo battery, which is super awesome. That's why we like our Feathers for portable projects like this. This is the Feather M4, so it's sporting the micro B USB connector. You got onboard LED for charging, so you know it's charging. And the TFT FeatherWing is here. It's got a lot of things on it, like the SD card. I didn't break out the SD card because we're not really using it, but you could definitely do that. A hard reset button there, and of course there's an on-off switch. You want to keep that on the on position since we are using an external on-off switch there. Now I got a bunch of wires here. These are the 30 gauge silicone wires. They're all colorful and really nice. I really love this wire. It's great stuff if you're doing something like this. They're a little bit stronger than your wire wrap, and they're real flexible and floppy, so they're easy to maneuver. Let's see, what else we have? So one of the things I found that was going to make the wiring a little bit easier is, you can't really see here, but we have the TFT FeatherWing has an extra strip of header pins. Let me just do a quick focus because this is not working. I have to do a manual focus, y'all. There you go. Can you kind of make that out? Yeah, so these are right-angled header pins, right? Let me see if I can get that. These just kind of pop out. See that? Yeah, so that pops out. These are right-angle header pins, so it's easier to solder a group of wires to them, and then you can just fit them into the external, the additional header pins here. You can't see them because of the lighting, but there's an extra strip there, which is really great for these type of projects. And I like this method of like soldering all your connections to a little piece of right-angled header so that you can easily, take it apart if you need to. So I have that right over here. This is the two pots, and then over here is the two buttons and switches. So you have two sets there. Feathers have a nice row of ground and 3-volt pins, which I'm using here. This is for the two potentiometers and all the ground connections for all the various buttons and switches. Yeah, so that's pretty simple. This green thing here is a little PCB frame that helps keep the TFT secured. Yeah, and I do have mounting holes here on the corners, but I ended up not needing them because of just the tight fitting of the case. You really don't need them. But that's kind of a quick look at the insides of it. Erase that. I don't know what that's all about. Oh, because I was disconnecting it. That's funny. And then there, you can see it popping out there because the back isn't installed. So yeah, so just be careful with your battery. You don't want to puncture it. So you could either put some tape on it or something. You see I got some scratches there, but nothing too serious. But you want to be very, very careful with these batteries, and always make sure that when you put it in, none of the wires are kinking and that nothing's being pinched or anything.
One of the things that we recommend is probably putting it in some gaffer's tape.
Yeah, that's a good idea too.
Give it some sort of cushioning. protection a little bit.
Right.
Or we do have some cases that we've printed for the batteries that are in Ninja Flex. So it's the flexible TPU material. That'll give it even more protection.
Yep. Let me do a focus thing. What I'll do next is kind of change up the in Mu. I'm just gonna open up Mu real quick and then show you folks the code that you can edit to customize it. Let's do a full screen here.
The code has been posted on the Discord and all of the chats, so you guys can check that out. Got Romaine saying that this would be a very nice way to build an old style Pac-Man tabletop mini.
Ooh, that'd be super fun.
With
yeah,
LEDs.
I think it'd be really cool to do a snake game or something as well. So Carter put together the code so you can modify kind of the looks of it. So here you can see I got the scale factor, have it set to 12. I'm going to drop that down to 6 and then just leave the colors alone, right? No, actually I kind of want to swap the colors out. So the colors are using hex decimal. That's one easy way to do it. And I'm just commenting this stuff out. And hopefully it won't take too long. Just want to comment out these old colors. You could also change a lot of the times when you're soldering wires to a potentiometer, the ground and the voltage pins are always on the far left or the far right, and the signal's the middle pin. Well, if you mess that up, it's easy in the code to just hit true or false to reverse the X and Y, which is very, very helpful. So shout out to Carter for making it easy to switch that out instead of having to manually change the solder. You can also change up the display width and height. So if you're using a bigger TFT, so if you want to use like a 320 by 480 display or something bigger, you can modify these pins and everything for different pins or in a different display. So it's pretty modular in that sense. It's really cool. So let me hit update, or let me save that and show you on the overhead. The power of CircuitPython is that you can do quick, rapid iterations by just hitting save and keeping the code open in your IDE. But you can see here, the cursor is now green. So I set all those settings back to default. This is what it looks like by default. I'm going to do some focus adjustments here. There you go. And yeah, so you can see the cursor changing from red to green. Green means it's drawing. It's in pin down mode. And then pin up is red, but you can change those out. It's been pretty fun to kind of learn how to draw on it. It's been hard, as you can see.
It feels inverted, even though it's not.
I mean, yeah,
so
you can
get used to.
yeah, I would say play around with a different reverse true and false, and yeah.
I feel like I'm always going to do it wrong, even though if I set it the way I think it should be set.
Right. It takes it's a learning curve. It's going to take some time. I spent like the weekend just like doing letters. I really did, and I'm still not good at it. But there are a lot of Etch-a-Sketch artists out there that I think would like this. I'm really good at making squares and rectangles. I'm better at making like just random kind of art stuff, like actual pictures and stuff. It can get a little like if you go really fast, you can kind of skip a little bit. So just be aware. You can change up the delay if you want to make it more speedier, but going slow is nice. And this is again, the scale factor is 6. So let me change it to 1 and see just how fine-tuned you can get it. So this is 6, change that 6 to 1, refresh in like 2 seconds. And there it is. You can't even see the damn thing. Holy crap. That feels a lot like a real, oh my, I never really played it with it. Oh wow, it's so fine-tuned.
Oh. It's so
you can
thin.
really, yeah, it's so thin. Let me try to
Did
do
you
it.
just write in cursive?
I did. I'm trying to draw my name here. Ah, I went backwards. Dang it.
Aha.
Noe. Noe. No. R-U-I. Let's see if I can do the Z. Ah, it's so weird. Let's see if I could do a heart for the... It's so terrible. Oh, let me do Hello World. Oh, I can't even see the cursor. It's so small.
Remains saying that it looks like a sand game, Etch-a-Sketch.
Yeah.
Weird old time. Oh yeah. Like the old ones were. That you're
Yeah,
right.
it really
that is
looks-
more
look at
true
the-
to what it used to look like.
It does, yeah.
Huh.
Oh, you can see my nose. My nose.
And then real quick, Charles Beneford is asking what trackpad
Hell.
I'm using in the back here.
Hello, not hell.
This is like the old Apple trackpad, Magic trackpad.
All right, we're now doing hardware reviews.
That's retro, right? It fits with
It's retro.
what we're trying to copy over here.
Let's see what's the date on there? 2009. That's retro to me, 2009. So what else can I say about this? I think so it's a touchscreen, folks. So we left this, we didn't want to do feature creep, but Carter had some really cool ideas. He thought it'd be cool to touch the screen and then get a little paint. You can change the brushes, the size. He wanted it so that you could save the bitmap as well. And he did do that, but so we had to open an issue to the CircuitPython bitmap saver. So if anybody out there would like to contribute, take a look at that issue and see if you can, if that's something you want to do. But it'd be really cool to have a save as bitmap, and then you can save it, to the SPI flash or maybe even the SD card. That'd be kind of neat. So I would really like to see that if folks want to contribute to the project. It's all open. I'm just gonna practice my R's.
Looking for
R.
the issue he posted.
Let me type in. Let me write git. Man, that's a terrible H. Cool. I tried to write GitHub. That was terrible. Let me write, I don't know. Sub. Subscribe. That's the best I can do. I ran out of room. Now I'll just put the E at the bottom. Subscribe. Did I even spell that right? No, I think I missed some. Whatever. Any hoodle, let's take a look at the Learn Guide. Folks can quickly get a sense of if they want to build this or not. So let's head over to learn.adafruit.com.
Real quick, Dio20 is asking,
Yes.
would this work with a PyPortal?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. The PyPortal, if you want it to work with the buttons, you'd have to remix it a little bit. But yeah, I think it would work with the screen for sure.
And then on the subject of the buttons, Mike P is asking, is there a button that could also be used as the pen up and down, so like a push?
Yeah, you could easily just not use a toggle switch and use a latching button. We have plenty of latching buttons in the Adafruit shop. You would have to modify the case design because the hole for the toggle switch is a little bit smaller than your standard 16 millimeter buttons like this. But we do have 16 millimeter buttons that are latching, and you would just press it and it would stay held, and that would be pen down mode. And we also have latching buttons with LEDs, so if you wanted the LED to turn on, the button LED would turn on when your pen is active. That'd be really dope too. But yeah, you could totally use the button. It's just a latching button is what you would want instead of a momentary. This one is a momentary. You press it and then you let go and it stops pressing. That's good for clearing. You could also, I guess, use an accelerometer if you had something else. The cost will go up a little bit, the build cost, but you could use an accelerometer to clear. That was one of Carter's original ideas, but once he thought about it, you're probably going to have some false positives, and it's just more money. And you could use the Feather Sense because it has a built-in accelerometer, but it's a lot more money, and you're using half of the sensors that are on board. So we figured it'd be better just do a button, and it kind of looks cool with the button there. So we like the aesthetic of the button. Any other questions?
There is one more. Where was I? Actually, no, that was it. Oh, just shout out from Death Trooper 08 saying you have beautiful drawings.
Thanks.
Well, that's the cursive one.
Oh yeah,
It was really good.
thanks. I think with a lot of practice, folks can get really, really good. But this is a pretty steep learning curve. Cool.
Whoops, I already posted that.
Better than my real handwriting, huh?
I was gonna say that, but didn't want to say that.
Yeah, I know. My handwriting's atrocious. All right, well, let's head over to the Learn Guide. Take a look at the stuff. This was published last night. Shout out to Lamar for doing late night publishing. All the parts are listed. We are out of stock of the TFT FeatherWing. It's just hard to get TFTs right now. So if you got yourself a TFT FeatherWing, awesome. Again, this is the 2.4 inch, 320 by 240. It is a touch screen, but it's super feather. I mean, you just plug in any feather. Here you can see it's photographed with the ESP32. Wait, that's an ESP82. Legacy feather TFT. But we have different sizes, but the case is only going to fit this, so that's what it's going to be. But if you have your own setup, you can play around with it, maybe make a new case. Yeah, all right. So that's the only thing that's kind of out of stock. But we do have in stock Feather M4s, and I have on my to-do list to test out the Feather RP2040. It should just work, you know. So I'll try that out once they come in stock. Once they come to me, I'm waiting for them to come in the mail. There's some extra stuff like short headers. So if you have male headers that are already soldered on your Feather, you might want to trim them down to get it low profile, but I really like these short headers. They make these type of projects a little bit slimmer than they would be otherwise. You get your right angle headers, silicone wires, the M2.5 screws for securing the TFT, and we have a bunch of knobs in the Adafruit shop, like these. These are really nice because they just press fit. They don't have an insert or anything. They have a little notch there. You can see they have a little kind of indicator. The ones I have on my build are a little bit different. I linked to them. They're from Amazon. They're kind of expensive though. They're about like $12 for, I think, a pack of 4 or 2. But these are really nice matte black anodized aluminum. So they feel really great and have knurling and all that stuff. Yeah, if you're a knob snob, you might want to check these out. You probably already know about them. But yeah, there's the insert there. But these are really nice because they don't have any markings on them, which is good for this type of project where you don't really need the marking to indicate volume or anything like that. But yeah, knobs, man. Knobs are amazing. I'm a huge fan of knobs. Knob. All right, and there it is, optional knobs, the aluminum ones that you got on Amazon. They're expensive. But we have a nice section of knobs if you want to get these from us. Here, all the knobs for days. Cool. All right, focus. All right, next up, Cad Files. All the STLs and STEP and Fusion 360 files are available to download, so you can get those. The CAD assembly is, I kind of showed you, but we got a little CAD animation that shows you all the parts snapping together. Most of the components are panel mounted, which I kind of love and hate. Yeah, but yeah, there you go. You're going to need a 3D printer with a build volume of at least 110 millimeters. So if you got like one of those smaller printers that has like a 150 by 150, you should be able to print this, no problem. The 3D model of the TFT display, I have a to-do on my list to update this to GitHub, because right now I have like an older model, but I went and reworked the model. I brought the Eagle CAD file into Fusion and pre-populated all the components. So you got the micro SD card, the short headers, the display, the mounting holes, the capacitors. The only thing I'm missing, I think, is the connector for the display itself. But hey, it's better than nothing. You can also see here I have the Feather M4 stuck to it. I think it'd be cool to do a tutorial on how to use the joints inside of Fusion 360 to mesh these two things together, because it's not just one model, it's actually several models. The headers are independent from each other, so bringing them into Fusion and kind of making this little circuit sandwich is a little bit of a thing. So I think I might do a tutorial on that. But again, I'll get the 3D model out later this week because there's so many things to do. Cool. Our wiring diagrams are created in Fritzing. It's an open source piece of software that you can pay for or compile yourself. We have a lot of parts for Fritzing. So here, this is how we created the wiring diagram. We have all these toggle switches, and it's a great way to kind of visualize how the wired connections are. So, And then for SEO, SEO purposes, we break everything out into text as well. But yeah, if you don't want to use a battery, you could just have it powered by USB on your computer's hub or with a 5-volt hub. But yeah, we didn't put a battery there because why? Right? Cool. Next page shows you how to install CircuitPython on a Feather. If you've done this before, you definitely know how to do it. But we always have these pages on our Learn Guides just for folks that are just getting started. This walks you through installing CircuitPython, the latest version of CircuitPython on your hardware. So Carter Nielsen has the code up on GitHub. It's all commented, nice and neat, and lots of comments for changing and making it look really nice. And there's just some screenshots here to show you how your Feather CircuitPython drive looks like. And here's some notes on customizing. And yeah, here's the color integer format and some extra things about the knobs if you want to change the delay or reverse true or false on those knobs. So very nice. The wiring section has photos and write-ups of all the things wired. I'm kind of going to skip through them. I really like this 30 gauge silicone wire because we have them in various colors. So it helps tremendously when you're wiring something with this many things. You want different colored wires. So for the potentiometers here, you can see I'm using like green and yellow, and then just your consistent kind of standard red for voltage, black for ground. So I try to keep that consistency. And because we have, I think like 5 different wire colors, wired spools, I recommend getting the spools. These are gray. I also have like a little spool holder thing. But yeah, you can see here we have them in different colors. I recommend getting the spool. I don't know why this isn't the spool. Maybe down here. Yeah, there's the spools. Yeah, I recommend these. These are great. And they're flexible and strong and all that good stuff.
Still waiting on the ribbon one that has like a rainbow
that'd
color
be
of these.
freaking amazing.
Right.
Ribbon. Don't know if that's possible. But yeah, this just walks you through its wiring up all the components, so you can see there. And then the assembly has a little mix of like, putting things together plus wiring because just the way the things are panel mounted. But you want to start with securing the TFT FeatherWing to the PCB bracket. You're going to need M2.5 screws, 10 millimeters long, and you're actually going to need 8 hex nuts because what you want to do is like install the hardware to the mounting holes on the Feather first. That way you have a little bit of clearance between the PCB and the mount. So that's why I have the photo like that. Panel mounting stuff, you start with a slide switch because if you put the PCB mount in, it's really hard to get in there. So install the slide switch at an angle. It snap fits into the little built-in holder. And the actuator pokes out on the side there so you can access it. The 16 millimeter button is panel mounted. It comes with a washer and a hex nut, so you just install that. Same thing with the toggle switch. Install that in the center. It's only going to fit in one of the holes. And then the little thing about the potentiometers, they come with these little metal tabs. They're meant for registration. I always rip those off. I use flush cutters to snip them off, so you can do that. Because it's going to have to be flat. It's going to have to be flush with the surface of the case, so that's why you have to rip them off or snip them off. At this point, it doesn't matter which potentiometer is where because you can change it up in the code. And then once all those things are mounted, the buttons and the pots, you can install the PCB mount with the TFT FeatherWing. You kind of want to get the wires through the framing, just like that. And then next we want to get those right angled headers press fitted in. I just soldered it in place, honestly. And that helped me kind of not take it apart again. Should be safe. You want to be careful, but yeah. So I walked through soldering the grounds, then the voltage for the potentiometers, then the actual signals. And because the Feather has the really nice pin labels on them, it's really simple to kind of look at them and read them and solder it up that way. I try to add some annotations on the photos so you can get a look of what you're supposed to focus on because it's kind of hard to tell. But if you click on these photos, right click, if you want to do a new tab like I did, this gives you a dedicated page of the photo, and then you click on original, And then you can get a real nice look at those photos. So there you can see I have the button and the toggle switch for pen up and down. Yeah. Cool. And then what do we do last? We connect up the battery, close the thing. There's your reset button. And you know how to use it by now. And that's the whole Learn Guide in a nutshell. You could also download the Fritzing. I think that's a private page though, but whatever. Don't worry about that. All right,
Okay.
Pedro has...
I'm trying to do a circle.
is-
It's not working.
Can you do a circle? Oh
Yeah.
man.
Look at that. Oh.
Man, I made it look easy, huh? It's actually
Yeah,
very,
it's very
difficult. Ha 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 ha. You really do want to practice. Like I literally spent the weekend playing with it to practice.
You get time lapses.
And
for
at
the video.
on some point I was like, man, this is difficult.
Start appreciation
Do
for all those
a
artists.
box. You know those, just a 2D, 3D box. Try to do a box, see if you can.
No,
You can't even
I
go
would
just straight
go
up and down.
the
Just go
wrong
straight
way.
up and down.
Ah.
Yeah, so you're gonna want to, customize the code to fit your invertedness, like how you like it. And I haven't even used a real Etch-a-Sketch, so I don't even know what is the left knob supposed to be up and down, or is it supposed to be left and right? I don't know. I
made a house.
It looks good. It's a good
Like a
house.
barn.
It's very good. Where's that that picture of like a horse and it looks like terrible? It'd be fun to do like meme faces.
Mm-hmm.
Like what's a meme face we could do?
To make a rainbow ribbon cable, just using glue. And then over on the Discord.
There's a little face.
Andy saying, call it the Ruiz draw.
The Ruiz draw.
Oh, and then Mark Gambler was saying sending images via BLE. Someone did mention that, and I think Carter actually had it as an idea, didn't he? Where you could import a BMP and then draw on top of it, or
Yeah, I think there was some of that discussion too. It'd be cool to have a bitmap in the background and then you paint it in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of like those kids coloring books,
Ah.
they all have it. So you just have this magic marker. You're just kind of
Mm-hmm.
painting it and it reveals the color. So I think that'd be cool. Or to have this background be a bitmap, like a rainbow. Mm-hmm. So as you're
So like a
drawing,
light,
you're
like
drawing
light.
a rainbow.
It's like a
Just
light
like
draw.
those magic pads that we have for the kids. That'd be a cool thing. But yeah, there's a lot of different things you can do with it, folks. So hope this gets folks thinking about making cool little devices that can be a toy and also like actually kind of fun artistically.
Even just the case design itself could be implemented in something else, like that Pac-Man.
Yeah, I really thought it'd be
retro
cool to
game.
do, a handheld in this format, like the Game Boy, Game Girl.
Coming soon. That Cutie Pie gaming.
Right. There, I made a box. I'm going to start CADing all my cases
Ah.
like this. This is my next... Move over, Blender. That's a
And
joke.
that's part of it. Rolves is asking any way to save images to the SD card.
Yes. Not right now.
That is one of the things that.
Yeah, we have an open issue in GitHub for the CircuitPython bitmap saver. CircuitPython bitmap saver. There's an open issue for it. We wanted to do it, and he has the code for it. Like, it would have a modal that would show up when you tap the screen, and it says, like, do you want to save it? And it would save it to the CircuitPy drive, so you just access it like a real USB drive.
Nice.
That'd be so cool, right? But yeah, there is a on GitHub.
I was trying to look for that.
Yeah, give me a second, folks.
I was looking through the base camp.
There it is, bitmap saver.
Sweet.
So you can see here, there is an issue by Carter Nielsen. So if anybody has some really good experience with CircuitPython and some of the C code, here's what's going on. We have some result buffer issues. Yeah. So, but hey, we thought about it and
Post that link in the.
to the bitmap saver library. Okay.
And then Karner is saying could even use this as a trackball. Huh. Nice little input device on your computer.
Oh, that's neat. I never thought of that. Huh, a USB controller with knobs? Yeah, that's kind of novel, huh? Yeah. Cool. Very, very fun project. I am a huge fan of making fun, artistic things like that. That can, it's a toy, but put more work into it, it's going to be like a, you know, how has an Etch-a-Sketch made a modern Etch-a-Sketch with the technology? I don't know. If next month they come out with a with an all new Etch-a-Sketch that's digital,
Powered by CircuitPython. Wow.
Cool.
All right, cool. I think that's it for this week's project. Let's go ahead and jump into, what are we prototyping?
Yes. All right.
Is it the zipper pull?
Your zipper pulls.
Yeah, no real update, just showing what the type of way that it's going to hook up to the actual zipper. So super simple. It's just the
This jacket's
the
awesome.
little split. Yeah, it's supposed to be like a link jacket. So again, rewinding. This is PT found a really cool
Let's put it on the overhead.
Etsy
Good, please.
page that has like these glow in the dark pigments. Lamar was like, "Oh, we could stock those to make like some really cool glow in the dark wearables." So got the little vial that fits inside here with the industrial glow in the dark stuff. I think this one's.
Oh,
You can kind of see.
Open.
Yeah, this is the stuff without the powder in
Oh,
it.
thank
Luckily,
goodness.
otherwise
Hold
it would
your
have been
breath.
everywhere. And yeah, just these little. I think they're usually used as like little fairy dust things.
Sure.
So,
Yeah. Little arts and craft bottles.
Mm-hmm. So attaches. We
pigments.
have like a little thread on here and all the holes, so you can see the glow in the dark pigment illuminating through. And these would be just a simple little
Goes well.
attachment for a zipper, since it is still kind of cold mornings here and got some
It
blizzards
is.
going on in other parts of the country.
It really matches your trip phobia thing.
Yeah, it does.
Whatever.
So trying out
Very
this
holy.
really cool PETG pink that we were looking for.
Yes.
And, I think that we're going to use this in one of the other sweaters or jackets just to show off. A nice little way to make a customizable glow-in-the-dark wearable.
You've tweaked the
jacket.
settings really good to make these
I think I
retraction
talked
settings
about it
super
last
clean.
week.
Let me do a quick focus here. Here you go. You can see here.
Yeah, I think the trick
Pretty good.
to it was for
Give it
the
a thought.
travel. The travel was set to not outside of object or walls. And I was able to get a really good retraction without having a lot of stringing, which was one of the problems I was coming up with for last week. And even in PETG, it works very well when you have like the temperature turned up to like 240.
So PETG is different from PLA in the sense that it needs to be printed hotter at around 240 to 250. PLA can be printed as low as 190 and as high as 220.
Yeah.
So this is PLA, the orange. That is PETG.
And then here's some other objects
Yes, this is
in that
beautiful.
pink. A little chaos emerald or crystal.
Right.
And then
Oh, you're right,
here's what the
emerald.
case looks like with
Look
that
at
pink
this.
on there.
Yeah.
A little bit of translucency. If we printed this on the glass bed on one of the Ultimakers,
Yeah.
it would look even more translucent.
Right. So getting the tolerances for PETG, it tends to work out pretty good for regular stuff, so I didn't have to modify anything. There's a good look of it. Let's pop it open. Like that. You see here, it's pretty translucent.
It definitely affects how far away an object is. If
Right.
you look at
Well, that's
Nice
a
little
different.
high
This is a different
edge.
material, but
it's because it's pushed right up against.
right.
So you can see the translucency is way more.
Yeah. This was printed on a glass bed. This was PE.
Actually, no. This was.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can see the
Oh, you're
texture
right.
on
It's
it.
textured bed. Oh, that's
So
cool.
I'm gonna have to retract that statement.
Right. But yeah, this is some PETG, transparent pink. It's from SandSmart. I have a link. If folks want to get that, just search for it on Amazon.
It was pretty difficult to find.
It really
someone who
was. It's
Still
the
had
only-
pink, translucent pink.
Right. I couldn't find any PLA translucent pink, but hey, SandSmart makes some good PETG stuff. So if you're looking for some pink filament,
Please don't buy it all up.
yeah. Well, I don't know. Pink's a very, whatever color. I really like this though. the look of it. We want to make some floppy cases for Lamar, so we got some big. And that green looks good too, translucent green.
Oh, cool. Carter is in the chat.
Yay, Carter!
Dow20 was asking about the trackball device and if it's possible, and Carter links to one of the mouse examples that it should work with.
Excellent. Thank you. Cool. And that's a bit of prototyping, but also shop talk.
Oh, was it the shoe thing?
No, we can do that next week.
Okay.
Yeah, we got shop talk. All right.
Update to the
Yeah.
key paw.
Yeah, so shout out to Liz Clark, who collaborated on this project. This is a USB HID project. It's a kitty paw keypad, so it uses key switches and a TFT display. She updated the code so that it uses the keypad library, and it made it faster. So I wanted to show you folks real quick. She's working on a PR later this week to get it updated. So if anybody built this, be on the lookout for a code update.
I posted the link to where I think it'll be posted, right?
Yeah, the Learn GitHub. Yep, it'll just be posted up there. But yeah, somebody actually did submitted an issue saying like, hey, I tried building this and I found that it's pretty slow, and this predates the keypad library. So Liz redid the bitmap as well, so we're not like killing so much memory. And well, what's cool about this is USB HID, but also USB MIDI.
Wait, USB MIDI? That parrot is jamming out.
Yeah. Yay, the party parrot. Yeah. So the latency's, it's pretty good for like your moderate drumming. Like it's not gonna be super fast, but it's pretty good, and the little parrot keeps up. You see, but for CircuitPython, this is pretty awesome. So if you want to build this, be on the lookout for a code update. Nice and speedy code. The parrot gets a speedy boost upgrade. Now look at these pinks. Look at that,
right?
Show pink today. Pink. Very cool. So shout out to Liz again for updating the code on that, and it's a good thing to revise your projects and bring them back to life.
That's gonna happen.
Fun. Yeah.
That's if you look back and like
I had to update.
What are we doing on this day?
I was like, oh yeah, I had to update the image load library, basically every library. So image load, the USB HID, USB MIDI, everything got updated, and it's all running CircuitPython 7 now. This was built in CircuitPython 6.2. So yeah, it's a snap fit case too. Really nice display, and it uses the QT Py RP2040. Nice low cost way to make a keypad.
Yanni's saying that be a nice little Tamagotchi update. This is how you feed the Tamagotchi parrot some sick beats.
I need a crash. I need 2 pop prints so I can do the extra drums. Yeah, we had Cat Bongo at first, and then Bongo Cat, and then we're like, no, Party Parrot. Excellent. So that's this week's Shop Talk.
Yay.
Got some updates coming out.
All right, let's go ahead and
Logic.
jump into this week's Community Makes.
Fun. All right, this is a time lapse every Tuesday. Page a time lapse something from the community. This is a really cool ramp walking toy by Nemo MK2.
Yeah, so a couple of months, or was it last year? I remember during the pandemic.
Yeah.
PT wanted some of those old school walking toys.
It's self-propelled.
Yeah.
It uses momentum and gravity, the angle of the slope.
No, I didn't know how to actually create one of those little walking toys until somebody uploaded a couple of different models, and this one really caught my eye because, of course, it's a nice little robot.
And it's quantum filament, so it's got that two-tone. Looks really good in that kind of goldish purple.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really good use of it.
Yeah, very little bleeding on this sort of geometry, so it really highlights how it changes from that gold to purple. And if you look on the bottom here, there's a little way that it pivots on the inside. It is all printed in separate parts, so it just snaps together. I should have gotten footage of it snapping in, but I'm scared that if I'm going to rip it, if I take this out, it's going to break the little clips that are holding it in there.
Okay.
So yeah, it does a little pivot, and when you have it at an incline on a little ramp, it walks down, and we'll show a YouTube video on the thing that PT sent on these old school toys. I don't know how. It's one of those things where it's like amazing engineering marvels from like so long ago, like 1800s or something. It was all being put into really cool toys. So the way that I was able to make this work was with some sandpaper on the bottom. It's 150 grit sandpaper, and I can demonstrate on one of these. I mean, you've already seen it on the video, but I think what I didn't show was there it goes on its own. You hold his little hand like a child and position it so it can do its nice little angle on there. And yeah, it's still impressive that it's able to walk on its own. Definitely really cool toy, back in the day.
Yeah.
Seeing the self-propelled, gravity-assisted.
It's a mechanical toy.
So it's really cool that you can bring back, something that was discovered so long ago into a 3D printed toy.
Yeah,
that still works really good, especially with the theming of it being a robot. And the designer of this Nemo MK2 has a couple of other walking toys, like I said, on there, other toy designs. But this one, of course, because it is a robot, is what caught our eye. Yeah, I gave it too much.
Too much angle.
Yeah.
Too much slope.
But it's so cool seeing this little guy. See what the kids think of it. I'm sure it'll be in pieces. But yeah, nice little way to bring back some of that.
Bring some movement to the toy.
Yeah. With no, without having like
no batteries or anything.
No batteries, no like gears to like wind up.
Yeah.
It's self-propelling, nice little toy. And his little arms move. These are just press fit in there. They're just little pins that go in. And yeah, that's the only assembly after getting all the little parts in.
It's only 1 foot pivots, huh? Or 1 foot.
Yeah. So it does not work the other way. So if you print this out and it's not working, that's why. It has to be where the foot pivots. Right. So that angle like that.
Physics lesson for kids.
Whoa. Oh yeah, definitely. Nice little way to teach them without actually making them sit down and learn something. You just go ahead and play with
Then you can get down to the math and figure out the angle of slope, and then
well, they'll be figuring that stuff out on their own.
And then friction. How's the friction happening there?
Yeah, so
it's very fun. So let's take a look at the post. It's on Cults 3D. It's a free download, so you can download that for free. There's a nice GIF of it. Here are the pots, robot parts, robot head. Any difference in the robot heads?
There's 2 different ones. Oh, I think one had the supports already in the model. I believe that's the one.
Oh, you need some supports, huh?
Yeah, for the just for the teeth area, the way that overhangs. Okay. Nothing special for the print settings. Just PLA, 0.2 millimeter layer height. The infill, I think I did like 6% or something like that. Cool. Yep. And I think if you look at their other designs, they have a couple other walking ones.
Nemo MK. So check out Nemo's MK. Awesome artwork.
Very cool.
Models. Transformer.
Vince is saying that this would be good as a crab. Yes.
Yeah, crab walk. That'd be super good. We need a crab. Somebody do it. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, 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 beep.
Yeah, I think we saw the time lapse.
Yeah. Beep, 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 beep.
And
really great filament, though. Again, the Quantum MatterHackers filament. Very good stuff.
Yeah. Again, no other. When I say no other assembly, just the 150 grit. So it's 150 grit sandpaper for that.
I thought it was 320.
No, it's 150.
Okay, whatever. Experiment with different ones. This is a piece of foam core.
Yeah.
Not included.
And we got a couple other community makes as well.
Yes, we do.
Through the
Let's run through those. We have a little time left here, so This one just came in. Check this one out. If you're looking for a case, a 3D printed case for a Pi Gamer, sorry, you can check this one out. Shout out to Dark Master on Prusa Printers. Posted up a make of their Pi Gamer case. Super slick colors. A little snap fit case, comes with a little bezel to protect your screen. Top half and bottom half snap fit. No screws necessary. Shout out to Dark Master for posting that up. Another one here. Very, very popular cosplay prop with some LEDs. This is the Zelda Breath of the Wild Guardian Sword, NeoPixels. Here's a photo of it. It looks great. This was posted up by Crystal 3R. I think it's like Crystal Crystalker. Yeah.
Don't try to pronounce it.
I know. Sorry. But they posted this up, and they got the electronics going on. It looks really good. Really, really good photo. Great cosplay sword that lights up. This was printed on a Sapphire Pro with a nice resolution, 0.16. Used Sunblue PLA filament. Cool. All right, we got another one here. This is a post on Prusa Printers, and this was posted up by Wares99. It says, this is a cool design with a very good project description from Adafruit. I used the Adafruit Edge badge, also modeled modeled M2.5 and M3 certs, M3 threads for the PTC mount and standoffs. So 6mm screws can be used. Also had a larger battery, 650 milliamp, but there's room, but there is enough room in the housing. Excellent. This is a really cool way to make a thermal imaging camera with the MLX
Nice.
imaging camera thing, and a couple of snap fitting parts that print without any supports, and you got a nice little PCB mount for housing all the things. Room for a bigger battery, room for a speaker if you wanted to.
Nice.
Room for buttons, and it has like this kind of cool camera case look. I really like this thing, so check that out if you want to make a thermal imaging camera with some low-cost electronics. And that was posted up by Wares99. And the last one is I believe it's a remix. So a person posted this up on Thingiverse. It's a remix of the 3-button pusher. Thingiverse user Burgess G posted up their remix. So they're using a different board and one of the bigger, key switches. Put your own LED with your own resistor, and yeah, there it is. There's the bump.
Very cool.
Yeah, it says I had a need for a giant button on my desk. Came across Adafruit's Big Switch, and just about fits his needs. Redesigned the piece for an ESP8266 and changed it to a single button design, no attachment handles, so just got to remove those. Used the Adafruit's giant keys and added one of their 10mm diffused LEDs. The button uses the ESP8266 to run automation through Home Assistant. And there's some more notes here, but yeah, very, very cool. So if you want to get a nice simple version that uses a regular kind of ESP, you can do that. Very cool. We like it when people like remix it to fit them, and that's what it's all there for. So shout out to Burgess for posting that up. Awesome. And that is this week's community makes. Yay. Shout out to everybody for posting their makes. Really appreciate that. And that's gonna do for the show, I think.
Yeah.
Cool.
Right on time.
Great. All right. Well, we'll hope to see you on the show and tell tonight, 7:30 p.m. And if you want to get 10% off your order, you can use your coupon code tonight on Ask an Engineer.
Awesome.
I wonder what it's going to be.
Whatever it is, it'll work on all the cool new stuff that's coming out. I think I took a peek at some of it. Looks sweet. So definitely tune in tonight for show and tell, and then later at 8 p.m. for Ask an Engineer for that.
Yeah. Is JP hosting this one?
No.
That's next week?
No. There's no hosting duties assigned yet, so it should be Lamar Phil until we hear otherwise.
Cool. All right, well, we have a whole slew of shows, so we'll run through them for you. Tim, Foamy Guy, will be there.
Sweet. I think
And then
we're
the
doing
following week is going to be all Tim all the time.
Awesome. Doing a little handoff for Scott to get some
Scott
time
has
off.
some time off.
He will be back.
He will be
He's
back.
taking some time off.
But yeah, deep dive this Friday,
Awesome.
2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern.
Yay. Sweet.
Blinka, blinka, blinka. And let's wrap around on Sundays. We got a nice live stream by DigiKey.
Yeah, nice little
Sneak peek
behind the scenes stuff, like the boards that are getting spun up.
Yeah.
Why are things out of stock? We had to do some revisions on things, so definitely tune in for all that.
Some S-video stuff.
Oh yeah.
Connectors.
Super cool.
Synth video things.
All the
good
old
stuff.
retro themed things that are getting all photographed and
right.
tinkered
I
on.
need to update this banner. This is the old theme.
Oh my God, you're right.
It's all 8-bit now. Retro. CircuitPython meetings on Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Check those out. Tuesdays are really awesome. You can get up to 50% off on select picks from JP, John Park.
While supplies last.
Yep.
So
This
you
week
got to be
was
quick.
Super duper fast. They sold out before he could do the stream. But no, shout out to JP for doing these. He does some fantastic demos. Really, really cool demo he showed using the alphanumeric Stemma QT breakout boards. So if you're looking for some of those, get notified when they come back in stock.
Or some project ideas. We've done a couple with those, so definitely check out the product page. You scroll all the way down, you see
Make some new
all
update
of
those. Now
the
that they're
projects.
Stemma connecting.
I know, it's
so
going to be
great.
so much better.
Yeah. Cool. Make a time DeLorean. Time DeLorean. Keep that thing. And then we do this Wednesdays at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. We appreciate everybody coming in and during the show live, and all the folks that are watching on the archive, on the pre-recorded thing.
Yeah, definitely leave comments or join us live. We'll answer questions during the show. And of course, any modifications that are easy for us to do, we'll add those in and link them during the show.
I finally got off the chair. Okay. All right, we hope to see you folks later tonight on Show and Tell. Good luck on all your maker endeavors. But until then,
don't forget to make a great day.
Great day. Bye, folks.
See you later tonight.